Okay, so we're going to videotape how to butcher a deer. The first thing you do is take the front leg off, Uncle Tom?
Yep. Here.
Yeah.
And we're going to take that off. It's the leg.
So you don't butcher, I mean, you don't process the blood, you cut that
no,
out
we
of
cut
the
that
animal.
off, yeah.
You don't want any of that bloody
No.
meat in there because
No.
it'll taint the meat, even
Right.
if you're making sausage or whatever, right? So you're going to trim it right off the carcass before you even put it on the table.
I don't have the blood at the table.
So your back straps, can you point out the back straps, Uncle Tom?
One on each side of the back here. Okay, you see this line here? That's what we're going to go by, Stan.
Okay.
We're going to come right along that, right to the ribs, you know?
So is this like filleting a fish a little bit right here, Uncle Tom?
It's like boning anything you're going to debone, you follow the bones along.
Okay, so when I say deboning, what I'm referring to is...
The carcass is going to hang here when we're done, and this meat's going to be off.
Yeah, so you're really just getting all the meat off the bone. There's the
Right.
bone. That's the bone right in there.
Right there, yep.
Okay. And you're
Well,
pulling
if
that...
you want to waste a little meat, you can grab this back strap and just peel it right out. But I try to skin it all the way down.
Isabella, show us that back strap real quick, because I don't know if I got that on the other one. Okay, so that's what you'll turn into butterfly steaks. Okay, so right now what you're doing is...
I'm making a big neck roast, I'm going to cut it in half yet.
Okay.
All right, don't worry about it.
So now, the neck roast is one of the few cuts of meat that you actually leave the bone in. So what are you doing there, Uncle Tom?
I'm burning a little extra hair that was missed.
Okay, so any hair that's missed, you just torch off.
Yeah. Right there. Cut it out.
So the tenderloin, Uncle Tom, can you point out where that tenderloin is?
Tenderloin starts from there and it goes right down along the backbone. Yep. On both sides.
On both, so it's on the opposite side of the back strap.
Yep.
Spin it around one more time, will you, Isabella? So there's your tenderloins, right there and there. And that's your best cut of meat. Thank you.
Here is all black skin. There, I'm going to throw that, and that's going to go in the garbage. Now,
Okay,
if
this
I'm
is the
good,
back strap you're working on right now,
I'm
right?
on the back strap, yep.
Okay.
And basically, all you do is playing a fish.
So after how many years of butchering deer, you've kind of got it down to a science where you know the good meat is and the bad meat and what to avoid, right?
I've been butchering meat since I was probably 14 years old with a handsaw.
How old are you now, Uncle Tom?
10 or 72.
72?
This is garbage, you know?
Yeah, I didn't know that either, to be honest.
I didn't think you were that old.
Yeah, well,
I thought you were 67.
yeah, well, I am 67 plus. Plus.
So you've been butchering deer for 50, well, almost what, 60?
Just about 60 years.
60 years, so.
Beef and deer. Well, not many deer when I was a kid because there was no deer around. The reason there was no deer around, because people were hard times.
How many, between cows, pigs, and deer, how many animals a year do you butcher, Uncle Tom?
Well, I probably, I don't know. One year I did about 10 cows. The guy had some buffalo and they went wild on them, and he had to shoot them wild in the woods, and he'd bring them over 10 o'clock at night, and I'd be out here skinning and gutting them. And
Okay, what are you doing right there, Uncle
I'm
Tom?
trying to butterfly some steaks.
Can we get bags from them?
And you lay them down like so, and
Okay, so you take the cut.
you cut not quite all the way through, and then you cut all the way through.
So you make two cuts,
I make 2 cuts.
and then you open it up, and then that's how you fry it, just like this.
Yep, you layer it on it.
And fry it like that. Okay,
Yep.
so your first cut's halfway, or three quarters.
Yeah. And I cut them about ½ inch wide, ½ inch thick.
Okay.
Not real thick.
So that's a butterflied back strap,
Yeah,
or a
back-
butterflied
yeah.
steak. So these are the hindquarters.
hindquarters. There is a bone in here, a pivot point. I'm gonna try and come close to that pivot point.
What's the point of doing that, Uncle Tom?
Well, so I can debone this here hind quarter.
You pull any steaks or anything out of
We're
there?
gonna pull steaks.
Or a roast or something? Or
Yep, we got 2 roasts coming up here.
here's what this one looked like
When you're done.
before. Okay, so there's your leg,
Done.
and it went like this. Let's reconstruct this. Okay.
You also don't do this on your wife's table.
So what do you call that hunk of meat right there? Just
That's a round steak, part of a round steak.
round steak. Round steak comes from there, and this part right here is called
Round steak, or half the upper and lower.
upper and lower. Okay, that comes from there.
Steaks, but I want to get this black skin off.
I was gonna ask you, do you get the black skin off these roasts?
Yes, I do.
So all of this is gonna be deskinned.
Yep.
This is gonna be deskinned. That's gonna be deskinned. What about the meat for the sausage? You cut the black skin off the sausage meat. Okay, so you make sure that fat and the black skin is gone. What you up to, Aunt Cindy? Videotaping how to butcher a deer now. So this one has been deskinned.
Yep.
This is the same piece of meat, same cut of meat right there, side by side.
That's how much I took off.
Before, after.
Right.
It's an important fact to know. You do not want that in there.
There's your steak. You get about 6 of them off there. Five, 6 of them maybe off this hump of meat.
Jim, how many do you want in a bag?
Yeah, 2's fine.
I may be cutting them a little bit thick, but
So let's go back over the process really quick. You remove the 2 front legs from the animal, which get deboned and made into sausage. Then you remove the neck roast, you remove the back straps and the tenderloins. From that point forward, the carcass is useless. You don't try to make anything out of the rib cage, it's just a waste of time. You throw that away. The 2 hindquarters have round steaks in them. You take the bone out of the round steaks and then you cut the steaks out individually. Everything from that point forward has to be deskinned. All the black or blue skin needs to be removed. The fat and blood have to be removed to give yourself the most amazing tasting meat. That's the process. Happy hunting. God bless. Go get them, guys and gals.